Hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Sophie and today I am bringing you a new TBR game. I'm going to be playing Uno to determine what books I'm going to be reading, and hopefully this will become my permanent game that I play. I have this stack of Uno that I've had just sitting on top of my wardrobe, so why not put it to use and make a fun reading game out of it. I know there are people already on YouTube doing TBR Uno, so it's not new, but it's new to me and I've got my own rules. So let's get into the rules. I have written them down in my little notebook, my slithering notebook, kind of matching the theme. I set out my own rules so I don't forget what they are. So firstly, the genres. Those are going to be determined by the colours on the card. Blue is going to be horror. So any horror book that I want to read, if I pick a blue card, then that's it. Red is going to be fantasy. Green is middle grade. And a yellow card is thriller. Those are the 4 genres that I read the most. We have the bonus cards. So a refers means that I can choose any book that I want. And it doesn't have to be from the genre that it indicates. So if this came up with a 4, it would have been a thriller, but because it's a reverse, I can pick any book that I want. The skip card means I can skip that round. The draw 2 means I have to pick 2 more cards and add 2 more books to my reading list for that month. Draw 4 means that I have to pick a book that's been on my TBR the longest, which is my physical TBR, and it can be any genre. A wild will mean that I can buy any book that I would like from a recent release. And then we have the numbers on the cards, and those run from 0 through to 9. 0 is something published before 2023. 1 is continuous series. 2 is less than 300 pages. 3 is my favourite genre. My favourite genre is horror. So if a 3 card comes up, I can pick a horror book and try and tie it into the colour. 4 is one of my anticipated releases. I will link that video down below. This is my 2023 releases, but if they're not published, then it will be a 2022 release. 5 is an action word, so anything, any verb, running, thinking, doing, anything related to action, then that has to be in the title. 6 is a book with more than 300 pages. 7 is a recent purchase, so something that I recently bought in the last however long. Number 8 is a TBR fet, so this also this ties into the draw 4 card. So if I draw number 8, I have to read a book that's been on my TBR the longest. And 9 is an author that I have loved from before. So each month I will only be picking 4 cards. Those are the rules. I think I mentioned everything now. So I will draw 4 cards to begin with, and then I will pick my books. And I'm just going to go from the top. So my first pick is a yellow reverse, which means I can pick any book that I want, and it doesn't have to be the genre that the colour matches. So I'm going to pick one of my books now and let you know. So for the yellow reverse, I am picking any book that I would like, and I have decided to go with Womb by Duncan Ralston. It's about a haunted motel, and it's a nice short novella, and I can't wait to read it. So I'm going to shuffle again. Oh, we're not playing tarot, so the ones that fall out don't really count. So the next one is a green 8. So green is middle grade, and I need to pick a middle grade that's been on my TBR the longest, so bear with me. So for the middle grade that's been on my TBR the longest, I'm using my Scribd account, picking an audiobook that's been on my Scribd for like 3 months now, and it's the only middle grade on there, and that's The Chime Seekers. by Ross Montgomery. Step into a world of fairy tricks and hidden danger. When an evil fairy steals Yanni's baby sister and swaps her for a changeling, Yanni is swept into a dangerous race against time to get her back. I'll be fulfilling my second prompt. A recent fantasy book that I have bought, possibly in my last haul, but I'll see if that is the oldest one. I mean the most recent fantasy book. So my most recent is The Five Queendoms of Scorpia. This is from Titan. They kindly gifted this to me, but I've never got around to reading it. So now it's on this list. It is the most recent fantasy book that I could find in my physical TBR. So yeah, we're actually going to get around to reading this one. So the synopsis for this book is: in an ancient matriarchal world of magic, gods and warriors, the last girl, unbeknownst to the five queendoms, has just been born. As time marches on, the scribes of Bastion find no answers in their history books. The farmers of Cestia sacrifice their crops to the gods. Paxium, the empire of trade and dealings, has nothing to barter but boys and more boys. Arcane magic has no spells to remedy to the drought of girls. And finally, Scorpia, where every woman is a fighter. Their commander, their queen, has no more warriors to train. The lines of these once great empires, soon to die, will bring the five queendoms to the eve of all-out war. But the mysterious curse is linked to one of the last-born children, an orphaned all-magic girl who is unaware she has a claim to the Arcane throne. So this sounds really interesting, and I actually really love the sound of it. It's very, like, fantasy based. The final pull for February is a blue 9. It is horror, finally, and 9 is an author that I've loved before. So a horror author that I've loved before, well, that's going to be easy. We're going to go with Near the Bone by Christina Henry. So this is an obvious choice for me, and it is also a winter polar horror book. So really looking forward to this. These are the books plus the Chime Seekers that I will be reading in February. If I can, I will also be adding I'm Thinking of Ending Things. It is here. So if I can, I would really like to get around to reading this one as well. So there is 4 physical and 1 audio. So it's looks pretty doable, especially for 2 short books and then 2 medium books and an audio. So yeah, really looking forward to this. It is a bit of a different selection of books that I'm used to, because I'm not the one picking them, which is kind of strange to me. Normally I just go in and pick up a book, pick up 4 books or 5 books and just tell you what I'm reading or what I want to read in that month. So this is an interesting start. Thank you so much for watching. Do let me know what you're planning to read in February. I'd love to know. So please do stick around, subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.